Lately, I've been looking to upgrade my Pilot FriXion writing experience. Even though the basic plastic FriXion click and cap pens are comfortable, they're not the most professional looking. However, because the water-soluble FriXion ink is the only kind that works with my Rocketbook reusable notebooks, I've been using them for quite some time. About a year ago, I started using a FriXion LX pen body, which is a hybrid metal and plastic design. And while it certainly looks more premium, it's still lighter than I would prefer, and the clip is just loose enough that I find it a little annoying at times. So I started looking for alternative pen bodies that could host the Pilot FriXion ink cartridges, which fortunately are the same shape as the popular Pilot G2 non-erasable cartridges. And in my search, I found the standard Machine Era pen and the Machine Era Markup. Both of the standard and markup versions of the Machine Era pens are made from solid blocks of either brass or stainless steel in the United States, and are offered in either straight brass, simple stainless steel, or in this black DLC coating, which is applied over a stainless steel body. The main differences between the standard Machine Era pen, which I have in black, and the Machine Era Markup, which I have in brass, is that the standard pen has 4 circumferential ribs machined into the body, which help with grip, while the Markup has a smooth exterior but includes a thin stainless steel clip, which comes in handy if you want to secure the pen to a notebook or pocket. Otherwise, both pens are nice and compact when closed, measuring only 4.3 inches long, making them more pocketable than a standard FriXion pen, but when opened, you can either write as is, or you can thread the Machine Era cap onto the back of the pen body for a more traditional feel, with the pen now measuring 4.6 inches. Regardless of whether you opt for the standard or markup, you get a really well built pen, with very nice, fine threads cut directly into the solid metal body in order to secure the cap in either its closed or extended positions. Though, depending on how much you practice, it can be a challenge to properly post the cap on the back of the pen because there's no mechanism for aligning it, which can cause the threads to catch if you aren't careful. But this has been the only real annoyance I've encountered while using these pens over the past 2 months, and to me, that's a fair trade-off for such a clean and minimalistic design. Aside from the cap, pen body, and possibly the clip if you go for the markup, the only other component of these pens is a metallic pen rest, which threads into the main body to secure the ink cartridge in place. That means there are no springs or moving parts, and nothing to break down over time, so given their solid metal construction, I would expect these pens to literally last a lifetime, if not more. And that's good, because while they aren't the most expensive pens I've bought, coming in between $38 and $48 USD, depending on the color and configuration you opt for, they're also not cheap. But in this case, I think the price is fair, given the level of detail and precision in their construction. As you may expect, one of the things that makes these solid metal pens feel so premium is their weight. There will be some variation depending on the metal you choose, but each of the Machine Era pens weighs about 40 grams or 1.4 ounces, which is nearly 4 times more than the 11 to 12 grams of a standard Pilot FriXion pen, and is still significantly heavier than the 24-gram FriXion LX pen. While there are lighter materials like titanium which could have been used, I've really come to enjoy the heft of these pens, and I'm more than happy to use them every single day. I also normally gravitate towards thinner pens, so I quite like how the smooth grip section beneath the cap feels when writing. The pen body is just over 10 millimeters at its widest point, but the grip measures in at 7.6 millimeters. I also find that my thumb often rests on the threaded section which secures the cap to the pen body, but because these threads are so fine, they don't feel sharp and instead add to the grip, almost acting like a transition between the thinner and thicker parts of the pen body. All of which comes together to give the Machine Era pen a very comfortable and premium hand feel when writing. I haven't yet had the opportunity to try the stainless steel versions of these pens, but the brass and black DLC versions that I purchased both feel very smooth, but at the same time quite different. The brass Markup pen has a very simple, polished finish, which is comfortable to hold and that has aged quite nicely over the 2 months that I've been using it, changing from a polished finish, as you can see from this brand new pen, to a more matted, almost satin-like finish, as the metal has developed a patina from the oils of my skin. Alternatively, the black DLC, or diamond-like carbon finish, while also very smooth, has an almost chalkboard-like feel that makes the pen a little grippier. It feels very nice to hold and creates an awesome matte appearance that resists wear better than the standard brass or stainless steel finishes. Having said that, both of my pens have developed scratches and wear over time, likely in response to the rings that I wear on my writing hand. And while the brass pen certainly shows more wear, I think the scratches add more to its character than they do to the black DLC coating, where the stainless steel simply shines through. That being said, after a few months of unapologetic use, both pens still look great to me. In fact, the texture of both pens is nice enough that I've actually caught myself simply feeling the pens or unscrewing and rescrewing the smooth cap threads repeatedly as a fidget mechanism while working. Though both the standard machine era pen and the Markup are compatible with Pilot G2 and FriXion refills, they also work with a variety of other cartridges, including the Schmidt Fineliner, a spring-loaded felt tip pen which comes with the Markup when you purchase it. The standard machine era pen comes with a non-erasable Pilot G2 cartridge. I really enjoyed the marker-like texture of the Fineliner before I had it swapped out to the FriXion ballpoint in order to use my Rocketbook notebooks. One thing I should point out is that if you're going to use the FriXion cartridges with these machine era pens, you'll notice that there are no FriXion erasers. However, you can purchase a standalone FriXion eraser if you really need one. Other than that, I've really been enjoying my time with these machine era pens. I love their minimalistic design, premium feel, and just overall compactness. The brass Markup version has become my go-to agenda companion, and while I've purchased a few other pens for review, it'll be hard to beat this as a substitute to the standard plastic FriXion pen. If you have any other Pilot G2 compatible pens that you think I should check out, please let me know using the comments below. Otherwise, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.